So things aren't always as they seem in the natural. There are plenty of times when there's something in the unseen realm that's influencing and instigating a situation. It may seem like people that we're wrestling with. At first glance, it may seem like the problem is a person or our boss or our spouse or a difficult co-worker, a friend, a family member, even one of our children. So when the reality of the matter is that there's a problem a lot of times behind the problem. We're not wrestling against flesh and blood. And by all accounts, it may seem that way. It may look and feel that way, but the reality is that many situations have another layer to them that we haven't discerned. We haven't discerned the spirit behind the situation. We haven't discerned the principalities and the powers and the rulers of darkness. We haven't discerned the spiritual wickedness that may be influencing and instigating some of these situations that at first glance just seems like a natural situation that we're going through. So one thing that I want to be careful to do in this lesson is I want to make sure that we remain balanced, because sometimes when people operate in discerning of spirits, their focus is always on the dark side of things. What is the enemy doing? What are his plans? What are his schemes? What demonic spirits are in operation? When instead we also want to be careful to balance that out with what is God doing here? What does God think about? What does this look like from heaven's perspective? What does God have to say about this? What does he think? What does his word say? How can I exercise the fruit of the Spirit in this situation? What suggestions is he making? How does he want me to address this? What are his thoughts? So for those of you who follow me on Facebook, you may have come across a post that I had put up on this particular topic. There was a time when I had caught myself. I had been wrestling with an emotion that sort of took me off guard. I had done some conferences with my friend Amelia, and at different times during those conferences, I found that I was having thoughts that went in the direction of jealousy and envy, and it really bothered me. I mean, it really shook me for a second. It caught me off guard because that's not something that I typically wrestle with. I'm not a jealous type of person. That's just not who I am. So anyway, when I first started having those jealous and envious thoughts, it immediately bothered me, and I didn't like the way it made me feel. So I started repenting, and when I started having those envious and jealous thoughts, it really kind of messed with me for a minute. It threw me off because I didn't initially discern where those thoughts were coming from. In fact, at first, I thought they were my own thoughts and my own feelings. But then after a few weeks of repenting and speaking the opposite and declaring positive things over myself and over Amelia, it was like a light bulb went off. It finally dawned on me, hey, these were not even your own thoughts to begin with. I had been fighting a battle that wasn't even real. I had taken ownership of these imaginary thoughts, and the enemy will often project a thought on us, fear, pride, envy, whatever the case may be, and he'll try to deceive us into thinking that that was our own original thought. He'll try to trick us into thinking that that came from our mind, even if those things aren't even a part of our character or our personality or our mindset. And then when we fail to discern that it was never even our thought to begin with, our own thought, we'll take ownership of it, and we'll end up fighting a battle that was never ours in the first place.